This is the Rubik slide, and my name's Dana, and welcome to an episode of Dana Does, where I take a look at some really awesome products from Rubik's, and as aforementioned, in this video I'll be checking out the Rubik's slide. This puzzle is quite tricky, as at a first glance it looks just like a classic Rubik's Cube with one piece missing, but it is completely different. I was completely baffled the first time that I tried to move it, and it moves in an entirely different way from the classic Rubik's Cube, as you can see, sliding the pieces around instead of turning the faces. So rather than twisting and turning, you have to slide the cubies around to scramble and to solve the puzzle. And similar to the original Rubik's Cube, in order to solve it, all of the faces must have a uniform color, and you'll see as I start moving and sliding the cubies around here, the sides do not have the same color, so clearly it is scrambled. It also stands on one corner. I thought that was pretty cool. After a bit of hesitation, I decide that I should scramble this and see if I can solve this puzzle. Honestly, I wasn't too confident in my abilities here, but I thought it was worth a challenge, and in order to sort of scramble and solve the puzzle, you slide, and I kind of classify this as bumping the cubies around into place, and the goal is to match the faces so that they're all completed to one color. And this puzzle is quite interesting because the mechanics of how it moves is completely different than a standard Rubik's Cube, which in my mind makes it perfect for someone who has solved Rubik's Cube before but wants to look for a new challenge, or for someone who's never touched a Rubik's Cube in their life. Now for the fun and quite challenging part, actually trying to solve the puzzle. Although for a bit at the beginning, it looks like I don't really know what I'm doing, and that's because I didn't really know what I was doing. It took me a while to sort of get the hang of things, but I eventually did figure it out. Obviously, this clip is quite sped up, but the entire first solve took me about 10 minutes. And don't worry, if you're feeling stuck, an instruction guide is being worked on. If not, it might actually already be out by the time you're watching this video, in which case you can check it out on rubiks.com. Now, I found this puzzle quite interesting because clearly it doesn't turn like a standard Rubik's Cube, but at least for me, the way that I solve a Rubik's Cube is layer by layer, and I applied the same principles here, and after quite a bit of trial and error, it seemed to have worked out. I think I did get a little bit lucky there at the end, but it was a ton of fun to play with and figure out how to solve this puzzle. And just with my luck, after I filmed the first attempt, I stopped filming because I wanted to take a quick break, and literally in that break I accidentally figured out how to solve it. So this is what the solved cube looks like, and again, this is the Rubik's slide, an awesome take on the original Rubik's Cube, and thanks for tuning in to an episode of Dana Does.